On behalf of the Morgan Sports Car Club, I would like to welcome you to ManxMog98.
The Isle of Man Steam Packet Company's flagship King Orry steams majestically into Douglas Harbour. It's Friday, May the 15th, the first day of the first gathering outside the United Kingdom of the Morgan Sports Car Club. And the cars arrive up the ramp to show themselves off in the Isle of Man, 250 magnificent Morgan machines. For many people, the first thing was a drive along Douglas Promenade to the Stackis Hotel, to check in, to have a wash and brush up, and then off to the Manx Museum, not in search of culture, but in search of the traditional natter and a noggin.
The island, we can serve beef on the bone.
The gathering is a three-day event, starting with the auto test, held at the former RAF station at Derby, where once RAF fighters took off to defend the country against German bombers. The old runway there provides plenty of room for the action, after scrutineering, of course.
That's it. I think, yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is a V8 now. Huh? Yes. Right now. Yeah, that was you have oil. Engine, that other one, but they do a push rod in the earlier one. The hub could be a problem there. Feed on the drum, yeah. So you watch it going back in.
This old RAF airfield proved to be the ideal place for flying a Morgan by the seat of the pants. The auto test's over, it was off to the north of the island, to the Moorag Park in Ramsey, for the concours d'Elegance.
Yeah, you know. So
This was a chance for the public to see some of the finest Morgan sports cars in the world.
I've also got a four-wheeler plus 8 Morgan, which is a very different car, but this one with the hand throttle and the sort of the total loss lubrication system, where you have to watch the drip feed oil on the dashboard. It's something so different from a modern car. Playing with advance and retard on the steering wheel, the mixture setting, so the hand throttle, adjusting the oil as you come to a hill to give it a little more oil to sort of save the load on the engine. It's just so totally different. Well, the car's a 1930 Morgan three-wheeler. It's a Super Sports Aero model with a Jap 50-degree twin engine, 1098cc. It was sort of built with just 2 speeds, no reverse. It actually sort of operates on a system of 2 motorcycle chains with a sliding dog clutch that gives you sort of low or high gear. And if you want to go backwards, you get out and push.
Well, get out and push is all very well, but it needs a good refuelling stop first. Back at the Moorag Park, preparations are going on for the highlight of Mogs Go Manx, a chance to drive the world-famous Isle of Man TT course. And Peter Morgan, as usual, looks on it all with great personal pride.
When I see the car with the Morgan name on, I'm obviously tremendously proud. And there is a wonderful kind of comradeship and friendliness within all the clubs, both in this country and abroad. And it is a wonderful situation. In fact, I think I'm a very, very fortunate individual, because the 2 things I've had in my life is a workforce who I've enjoyed and are really good. Okay, we have our differences when it comes up to kind of wage rounds and that kind of thing, but by and large they'll always come up with the goods if it's necessary, and have done so in the past. And the other thing is the Morgan owner, who I think is second to none. They're very critical. It's no good giving them the wrong answer. If a Morgan enthusiast goes into a dealer and the dealer knows nothing about the car, you just walk out and say, oh, I'm not interested in him, you know, and that kind of thing. But no, the general friendship within the club is great, and I think one's really lucky to have that situation.
Can you describe a Mog event for me?
So many, I would say, to start with. But all over the country, I know if you were really keen, you could probably go to a weekend Mog event throughout Europe every weekend from the beginning of May to the end of September. And a Mog event is a Mog event. Some are more special than others. This in the Isle of Man is certainly remarkable. Many people thought originally, oh no, not many people go there for a rather costly ship trip across the channel, you know, and across the ocean, and that kind of thing. But I'm afraid the pundits have all been proved wrong. The response has been tremendous.
Well, now we come to the big one. The Mogs go up and over the fearsome mountain section of the Isle of Man TT course. And it was done on closed roads. TT course or not, some people take it easy. After the arrival at the bungalow on the upper slopes of Snaefell Mountain, there was a pit stop. There was also a tale of a four-wheeled Morgan that finished up with 3.
We steered in, and just as we were steering in, it was just about to drift a bit, and front wheel come up, so we just went. Wheels here, look. No, I need to change bumper clamps. We steered in.
After that, it was down to Peel, home of the Manx Vikings. And while the Mog owners fortified themselves, yet again, Harry Markland of the Manx Tourism Department was getting ready for that night's firework display.
I took an interest in fireworks when I joined the Tourist Board Special Events Unit, and I go away at least once a year to Payne's headquarters down near Southampton for training courses, updates on new fireworks, safety procedures which have been adopted, legislation, etc., etc. There's always something to learn.
Do you trigger them electronically?
Not in this case. With the larger displays where you've got limited space on a barge, for instance, then it would be electrically fired. This one is manually fired.
That means you have to run.
There'll be a little bit of sweat loss at the end of the 10 minutes.
Peel also provided a brand new driving experience. But you can see what he thinks of it all.
The team is C Dot. We've named it after our mascot. Her name's Dot. That's an abbreviation of Daft Old Trout. So it seemed appropriate to call it C Dot. Really.
What was it like up there?
Choppy.
Hard work?
Noisy.
We were all some fellas fell about.
That's right. Yeah.
It was hell, but we did it.
Yeah.
Did you do any training for this?
Prescott.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we've just been for a
the
pint
pub.
over there.
Was it your first practice run tonight?
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
Anybody done any serious rowing before?
Yes, he knows.
Who's that?
Yeah, I'm a canoeist. 2 paddles.
A canoeist, but only on his mother's side.
Everybody enjoyed the day. There was local culture on the beach with some latter-day Vikings, and also the Manx Jazz Aces. There was more to eat, yet again. And after the sun went down behind Peel Castle, Harry's fireworks. Sunday, the last day. The sun's up, and some of the Mogs set off on a treasure hunt.
There's a tram standing there, and there's trams going up there.
Right, thanks a lot. See you later.
For the rest, it's a gymkhana.
My name is John Morton, and I'm from Laguna Niguel, California. That's about 3 miles from San Juan Capistrano, where the swallows come back every year in April, and it's about 90 miles south of San Diego.
How did you come to be at ManxMog98?
Well, I always have loved Morgan. I met Henry Morgan 4 years ago up at the factory, and I knew they were having a doings here, and then I wanted to stay on for the TT motorcycle race because I also have a bike.
Do you belong to a Morgan club in the States?
Orange County Morgan Club. It is, I'm not quite registered in there yet. I have had a 58 Morgan with a TR4 engine in it. And now, within the nearby future, I am turning 61. I plan on going up to San Francisco to Tux to buy a Morgan.
Well, the Morgan started, of course, with my father, who had an engineering training. He was also an artist, but he decided to go for engineering, and he studied at the Crystal Palace of Engineering in London, and subsequently then went on to the drawing office at the Great Western Railway in Swindon. After that, he started up a small garage in Morgan Link and had one or two car agencies, and wasn't very impressed with the cars that he drove around between Morgan and his father's home in Stoke Lacey near Hereford. Very hilly in between too. So he decided to build his own car, which turned out to be a three-wheeler, because he thought not to build felt the motorcycle was too dangerous, and so decided on the three-wheeler. And Julie bought that out and showed the first car, which was a single-seater, at Olympia Motor Show in 1910. And very disappointing. He only got about 6 orders, he told me. And people said, look, why don't you build a two-seater? And the following year, 1911, he came back with a two-seater. And it really took off. And he got masses of orders, some 600 or more. Then went out to find somebody to build it. And luckily, as it stands now, nobody came up. And with help from his father financially and deposits, he got started building the three-wheeler.
Gorgeous Glen Helen, a famous Manx beauty spot. And first stop for the treasure hunters.
Frank, can you tell us where you're from?
Yes, I come from Germany, from the northern part of Bavaria.
And what route did you take to the Isle of Man?
From Germany we drove to the Netherlands, to Van Holland, and there we go with the ferry to Harwich, first day. And then we drive to the northern part of England, to the Yorkshire area, and we met there some people of the Yorkshire Centre to participate a scenic run, well organized.
It was a short drive from Glen Helen to the Currachs Wildlife Park at Ballaugh, where the wildlife really isn't that wild. It's the end of the day and nearly the end of a perfect weekend, with a rendezvous back at the bungalow. There's only one way to ride to the top of Snaefell, the island's highest mountain, and that's on its unique electric railway. Not even Morgans can drive all the way up. This really is the end of the line, but the memories will linger on.
It's been a brilliant weekend. We've enjoyed it very much. The best bit was the hill climb just outside Ramsey up to the bungalow, and that was very enjoyable, and that was worth it on its own.
Your first visit to the island?
No, I've been here twice before. The first time I came on the ferry, and when I was about 12, and the second time I came when I was about 24, 25, when we flew in.
Been an excellent first time I've been on one of these events. I've come with my brother and thoroughly enjoyed it. Everybody's got on very well and really enjoyed it.
What part of the country do you come from?
From Sheffield, Yorkshire.
And what's your centre?
I'm not in the Morgan Club, I've just come with my brother, that's all. Unfortunately his wife can't come, she's a teacher. The dates have clashed, so I've taken her place and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
What was best for you?
Can't be specific, really. It's all very good. Enjoyed going over the TTs yesterday. That was brilliant. But I think the weather's helped as well. But yeah, we've all fully enjoyed it. First time we've been, I'm sure we'll come back here.
Yes, but don't you want to talk to my dad, perhaps? It's his car.
My views on the ManxMog98. It's been an excellent event, and possibly one of the best I've been to. It's got a treat. The snippet of being able to run the TT course just for the jam on the bread and butter, as you might say. Excellent.
Yes, it's a very nice meeting. You meet many people, and the aisle is very nice, and
Well, I think it's been a terrific event. We've had a marvellous time. The weather's been absolutely superb, and yesterday afternoon was as good as any event you could possibly imagine. It was wonderful.
And yes, we enjoyed it to drive to the top, to the highest point.
Well, it's been a tremendous success, obviously. I'm sure they got far more people here than they had originally expected, and that's shown in the success of the enthusiasm of all the people we've spoken to. We've had the chance to talk about Mog99, and at the same time I've had people's views on what happened here, and clearly very, very successful. Aided by the marvellous weather, of course, so we sort of stand around all day and enjoy it, not too hot, just right.
What have you enjoyed most of all?
Well, for us, meeting all the people who've come here, who by the nature of the effort that's made to get here are enthusiasts for driving their Morgans, and I think some of them are trying to persuade us to make sure that they get a chance to drive when they come north. I think driving around the mountain circuit has been an experience, and certainly yesterday was probably the highlight of that.
Well, I think we've sent everybody home happy, and that was what we set out to do in the first place. We've had problems, but I think we've overcome them. But there have been highlights. The Peel Party Night was very well organised for us by the organisers, and I think everybody enjoyed it. The firework display at the end was absolutely great. A lot of people have come up to me and said how much they've enjoyed it and how much they appreciate the fact that an event has been organised this year. My committee have backed me up 100%. I'm very grateful to them for doing so, and all in all, Alison and I have really enjoyed putting the whole thing together.